Hey, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to rank #1 in your local city using local SEO in 5 easy steps. So if you run a local business, whether or not you're a dentist, plumber, lawyer, or even a landscaper, these tips can help you attract more local-based customers. So local SEO is super important because when people look for local services nearby, they're not just scrolling past and looking for information. They're clicking on the first results they see normally. So by the end of this episode, you'll know exactly what you need to do to show up on the top of those search results. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Josiah Roche, and I've helped local businesses in industries like healthcare, home services, and legal services generate over $10 million in revenue by boosting their local rankings. So one of my clients, who was a small plumber, they went from 5 leads a month to over 150 per month just by following these strategies. So I've seen businesses that have never ranked on Google's first page shoot up to the top rankings within 90 days. And these methods work, so I just want to share them with you today totally for free. So the first step is to optimize a Google business profile. Now this used to be called Google My Business, but it's now been renamed to Google Business Profile, and it's a huge reason or factor on how Google ranks your local-based website. So the first things first is sign up for a free account for Google Business Profile. You'll have to validate your business for local. And then once you've done that, fill out all the details possible. So don't leave any section blank. Make sure you add in all your services, add in images, all this kind of stuff. So the more info you give Google, the more signals you're giving it for local-based indicators. Okay, so it's super important. A lot of people aren't doing this, like restaurants and even local service businesses, professional services. They forget to fill in all the details. But when you fill it out, again, you're giving Google those local-based signals to obviously shoot you up higher on the search results. So once you've filled out every section, you need to have a look at adding keywords in your business description. So what I mean by this, if you're a lawyer, for example, don't just say we provide legal services. You can say something more like we provide family law services in city name, including divorce and custody cases and things like that, or child custody and things like that. So the idea is that you're using like divorce law or family law services, and these little keywords here and there that you're adding snippets to, those are little signals to Google to show up for different queries. So if you add those in there and those are services you provide, make sure you're peppering these through in a subtle way. The idea is that according to Google, profiles with photos get 42% more requests for directions and 35% more clicks through to their website. Take photos of your team, smiles, just show people that you're real, not just some fake stock photo that someone's purchased online and slapped it on to Google Business Profile. Next up is using Q&A sections. So this is a big missed opportunity that a lot of businesses aren't doing, is Q&As. And what they don't realize is that you can actually ask questions and answers yourself as the business owner. So you can log into your Google Business Profile, and then you can go to the Q&A section and ask a question. And then you can start to ask the questions and answer them as well. And so this is amazing for SEO because you can add all in those signals. We used lawyer as an example before, like you'd say adding family law services or divorce law services or whatever. You can actually pepper those into your FAQ answers. So the idea is that you come up with a lot of FAQs and answer them in a great way, but pepper in little keywords here and there. I do recommend using something like Hrefs to do the keyword research, but it's a powerful feature that a lot of businesses are missing. So it only helps customers get the answers to their questions, but it helps Google know that there's certain signals that you want to rank for around your services, and this just helps their bots understand your website a bit more. It gives it that extra context. Now, the next one and final one isn't the most important, but it's posting regularly. So posting about offers and new services and events show Google that you're a bit more engaged than other businesses, and it acts as another signal, right? So it's just one extra signal that you can use to your advantage. And yeah, but a lot of businesses don't do this. It's optional. Like we sometimes don't have time for these, but if you do have time, yeah, definitely do it. The idea is that the more that you can add to your Google Business Profile, the more that you're telling Google and giving the signals to dictate to the bots on what you want to rank for. So next up, you need to create local-based landing pages for every area that you serve. So for example, if you're in the Brisbane area or if you're in New York City, you know that there are specific neighborhoods and suburbs that, you know, have a healthy amount of people that live in them, good populations. And what you find is when you're doing keyword research is a lot of people are looking for their nearby location for like dentist near me, but they might be saying dentist new farm, dentist suburb, you know, they inject their suburb in there, and that actually has search volume. Go try it out yourself, have a look. And the idea is that you want to create landing pages for these particular suburbs, and you've got the content tailored to that suburb. So the content's fresh and different from every other landing page that you have, but it's peppering in these suburb-based signals. And so the idea is that, for example, if you're a roofing company, having a page like roofing services in suburb name, you include keywords like suburb name roofers or roofing services suburb and stuff like that. So you're peppering in these like LSI keywords throughout the entire page, right? So you need to make sure it's personalized to specific landmarks nearby, streets nearby. Include this in your content. ChatGPT can help you out with that. Trying to make sure that the landing page is as relevant to that suburb as possible, because you'll find that, you know, 10 or 20 people a month are searching for that. But if you count all the suburbs, and you create like 10 pages for 10 other suburbs, and they've all got 10 to 20 searches a month for those locations, then at least that's an extra, 100 searches a month that you didn't get otherwise, and you would have at least capitalized on really high intent people looking to take that next step, you know. And the beauty of this for local based pages, since it's highly relevant to a local area, and people are specifically searching for that area, there's higher intent, it actually gets a way higher conversion rate than just generic landing pages. Okay, so try to be as specific as possible with your local based landing pages. So yeah, as I said, you can include specific landmarks nearby, like you know, you could make references to a local cafe that's just around the block and say, hey, we'll have a 30-minute call at the local cafe just around the corner from us. We actually like this one and this one. So you're actually like giving these like signals to Google to actually tell them that you are relevant to the local area. So it makes it way more relevant and connected to that community, but it also helps the bots. Add local-based testimonials. So people who live locally, if they can review your site, like if you're a mechanic and you can get people who live nearby to review you, at least Google can see that those local IP addresses are nearby. I can't back this up with evidence. This is my suspicion and guess that basically, since they're smart enough with ads to detect local-based IP addresses, if the person lives nearby, their IP address is nearby, their Google account was signed up here, and then they give you a review that you're a local mechanic and they give you a 5-star review, then it's a stronger signal than someone who lives on the other side of the world in the UK that gives you a review. That's my suspicion. I have no data to back that up, but you know, if you use your common sense, that's probably where it's going to lean to anyway, or it's already probably working that way and we just don't know it. So yeah, reviews, case studies, adding that social proof with the local area there. Like if they added the local based location nearby, amazing. That would be great. And finally, in terms of creating local based landing pages, aside from all that, you're doing all the basics there. You also add what we call structured data markup or schema markup. And it's a bit more technical. Not everyone does it. It's totally optional, but it's just something that really guides the bot to understand that your page is local. Okay, so schema helps Google understand the details of your business, like your location, your services, your reviews, what you've got right now, making it easier for the bots to rank you higher for local-based searches. So you can actually dictate in the schema what reviews you have, how they're locally based, that you are a local business, that you follow like a schema markup for a dentist and your local based schema. You know, it's really, really powerful stuff. Not a lot of businesses, like I jump into hundreds of businesses and they're not using schema markup. So it could be used to your advantage. You can use something like rank math. Rank math is really easy on WordPress where you can add schema markup. It's amazing. We use it across the hundreds of websites we manage. I highly recommend you do the same thing. So when you have dedicated pages for each area, you'll rank for near me searches a lot more frequently, but you'll also rank for like city-based searches, suburb-based searches, neighborhood-based searches way more than you used to. So yeah, it's just a smart move for the long term, and definitely do it. It's it's mandatory these days. It's the only way that you can stand out from generic searches. So step 3 in this whole process is getting more reviews and responding to them. So I see a lot of businesses don't respond to every review, and I'll get into that in a sec. But as you know already, like for restaurants, mechanics, dentists, plumbers, you name it. As local businesses, you kind of live and breathe from reviews. If someone gives you a really shitty review, it sucks. It really, really sucks. It like brings down your rankings a little bit. It makes people not want to buy because they're using the bandwagon effect, and they basically take people's word for granted, and they kind of been like, hey, okay, it's a 1 hour 5-star review. It looks like, you know, they had a terrible experience and the owner didn't respond, or they responded in a really shitty way. And, you know, I'm going to, you know, believe that review and not go with this business. I'm going to go with another business. So, you know, this kind of like tanks. It can make or break some of your future sales. So you need to get on this. Basically, ask for reviews regularly. That's step one, making sure that you're getting positive reviews for local-based searches, and make sure that you're ranking higher in local-based searches. Train your team to ask for reviews in very delicate ways, in ways that aren't generic and like kind of like it feels like a robot. A lot of businesses do this. They basically send out a review, automated review request that looks like a robot, and people don't fall for that shit. People are smarter than you think. And so the idea is that you're meant to have a personalized request from the owner asking genuinely, I wish you could help me out here. I'd love to. I know that your time's precious and I'll help you out as well. Here's a discount on your next visit, but I'd really love your feedback and help me and my team improve. If you had a positive experience, I'd love for you to share that as well, because it just helps other people who are like you, and I'd love customers like you to come and find us. And it's the only way that we, you know, bring in business is through reviews. And so the more empathetic you can be and more relatable you can be, people are willing to actually like give you a review. They take the time out of their day to do it. But if you send them some blanket ass robot fucking automated request, then no one gives a shit. Like, people aren't going to go out of the way to give you a review because it wasn't very sentimental the way that you asked about it, right? So go a bit above and beyond from the normal automated kind of process of asking for reviews. Next one is responding to every review. Like, a lot of people actually don't respond to their reviews, and it's because they're like not tech savvy. The thing is, like, Google loves to see active engagement, that you are alive, as I said. And so you need to acknowledge both positive reviews with a thank you. I really love that you liked our mechanic services or whatever, or you liked this about that, and also address the negative reviews very politely and positively as well. So this not only improves your sales conversions and reputation, but signals to Google that you actually care about customer service. Okay, so I usually, when I'm responding to reviews, if it's a positive review, I'll try to sprinkle in keywords at the same time, like, oh, thanks so much. We're so glad you liked our teeth whitening services. Next time you're in, say good day and blah, 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 right? So at least you're peppering in those SEO signals at the same time while providing great customer service. Same with bad customer reviews. Like in restaurants, they get a really bad rap with reviews because people are assholes. And so when people give really shitty reviews to restaurants, like I live in Indonesia, right? And we get Westerners come over here. I'm a Westerner, obviously, but we come over here and they expect the restaurants to be like, you know, 5-star Michelin, you know, and they expect the best food and the best drinks and all that kind of stuff. But we're in a remote place in the middle of whoop whoop, and it just doesn't work the same way. Yet they give really shitty reviews to these local restaurants. And I've seen this, and it sucks because they don't deserve it. It's not the same. The expectations should be very different. So when you get negative reviews, you need to respond and lose your ego from it, get rid of your ego, but stand up for yourself at the same time. If they've given a really shitty review and it's not justified, don't let them walk over you like a doormat. That's a really, really terrible way to approach it. So you need to approach it professionally, but not too professional where it sounds like a robot and sounding from corporate. So you de-escalate it. You make sure that there's a way for you to amend that and help them out, and not just give them a floppy discount next time they come in, but actually help them with the next service. Maybe it is a discount, I don't know. It depends on the situation. But the idea is that you actually care about that bad review. You're trying to address it. You're trying to improve. You're taking that on. You're thanking for them for taking the time out of the day to actually, you know, give them a reply and all that kind of stuff. You might find that some people are giving you reviews and it's just their ego talking and they just want to get some public attention and some gossip. But aside from that, you basically take it as an opportunity for SEO, take it as an opportunity to improve upon your services, look inward. Like if there's some aspects of that review that are true, take that on board, but also don't act like a doormat and let people walk over you, but don't be an asshole at the same time. And you can't be too professional as well, because I see a lot of people in the hotel industry, like they respond in a very, very over-the-top professional way where it sounds so fake in their response. So keep that in mind. But yes, it's for SEO purposes to make sure that you're keeping it active engagement. So reviews not only improve your SEO rankings, but they also make your business look way more trustworthy and real, and people are really craving that authenticity. So make sure that you follow those rules, because SEO affects customer service and vice versa. It's all exchangeable. It's not just communicating to bots. You need to make sure that it's really great customer service. So number 4 in this is using video SEO. Okay, so video SEO is very ignored. A lot of people don't do it because they don't have the time, or they don't have the resources, they don't have the technological skills, or they just don't have the idea behind it. And they might be good with everything else, but they just don't have a solid idea to create a reel or something like that. But it can give you a really massive edge with SEO because a lot of people aren't doing it. So Google now shows videos in search results, specifically reels. They're showing reels in search results. And fewer businesses are actually taking advantage of this, as I said. So what I'd recommend is making sure you're creating very simple, helpful videos, either on TikTok, on YouTube Reels, on something like that, answering common questions or offering tips. And this is really great for SEO because, again, these are more signals you can use. So for example, if you're a dentist, you could make a quick video titled something like 3 tips for keeping your teeth healthy in city name, like in Brisbane or something. I know it's a bit like tongue-in-cheek cheesy or whatever, but the idea is that you want to make sure that you're adding all these signals. So they don't have to be fancy, just informative. Just what I'm telling you right now, just get a video editor if you want, and they can cut all the crap that you do, because, these videos aren't high production. Yours don't need to be either. So upload the videos to YouTube as well. So optimize the titles and descriptions with local based keywords, because then Google will serve that in local based search results. So it's amazing. You're taking advantage of what a lot of people aren't doing. So for example, you can say best plumber in city, fixing a leaky faucet. The video might be fixing a leaky faucet, but you can take the advantage of adding the city name or suburb name in the actual title of that. So embed these videos into your website as well, or your local based landing pages. That makes it so much more relatable and relevant, and it makes people think that you're active and with it. And people love to go with organizations and spend their money with companies or businesses that take the time to actually put love and effort into their content marketing, because it shows that they're alive, they care about socials, they're up to date and trendy, and they're with it, and people like to be part of those organizations and give money to those. So it helps you to rank higher in both video and also normal search results as well. So yeah, you're taking advantage of the YouTube search algorithm as well, because YouTube is the second biggest search engine on the planet aside from Google. If you didn't know that already, hope that helps. So next up, after you've done all that, is to create short form video content like Instagram Reels and TikToks and YouTube Reels and things like that, and repurpose them on your website as well. So you could add these on your homepage, on your local based landing pages, and they're just very easy ways to engage people, and it's taking advantage of free organic traffic if you're not running ads. So if your audience is active on social platforms, that's probably how they'll find you. It won't be on Google search. It'll be on YouTube or YouTube Reels or TikTok SEO and things like that. So Google's favoring videos, and you're starting to see this a lot in the trends on the search results, on the way that YouTube works and the way that TikTok SEO works and things like that. And so it's a good way to make sure that you're taking advantage of all these platforms and traffic channels so that you can rank higher. The 5th one and final one is building quality backlinks. And you probably heard this all day long. It probably sounds like a broken record, but it's probably one of the most powerful ranking factors. And it's not about numbers, by the way. It's not about buying 1,000 backlinks, because that will totally destroy your website, right? It's about the quality of backlinks. So the idea is that when you've created all of these local based pages, right? You've got your landing pages. Now you need to understand how many links you need to point to it. And oftentimes you only need 2 or 3 links of good quality links pointing back to those. So there are a few ways of going about this. You can partner with local businesses. For example, if you're a law firm, you can partner with accountants or financial planners and exchange links back and forth. But the idea is that you can't do a direct one-to-one exchange, right? You cannot just go, hey, accountant, over here, I want to link to you. Can you link to me as well? Google sees straight through that. You don't want that. And so you need to do it very strategically. So what you do instead is you do a 3-way exchange. So what that is you've got accountant over here, accountant 1 and accountant 2. So accountant 1, you're going to link to them. They're going to link to accountant 2. And then accountant 2 is going to link to you. So it's kind of like a triangle in that way. Link building is hard, and there's a reason why there are link building agencies that don't do anything else but link building, because it takes a very long time. You can imagine the type of relationships you need. I personally, like at my agency, we don't touch link building. We recommend other agencies to do it, and we tell them how many links we need per page, but we don't touch the actual link building process itself. We leave it up to them because it's so much work. It is so much work. That's why I recommend hiring one. But anyway, let's go through the other options. Another option to build links is to reach out to local-based blogs or news outlets. So you can offer like expert insights into, I know that this doesn't always apply to like lawn care and things like that, but it's possible. I've seen it. You can sponsor articles and local media, and in return, you'll get a link back to your website. The only issue is when you're doing this, sometimes you don't get a do follow link. So there's two types of links. There's a no follow and do follow. You want the do follow ones. And if you don't get do follow ones, which most of the time those media sites do not give you a do follow, then it's going to kind of be a waste of time for you, I think. So yeah, use that with caution. Another one is to sponsor local events. So a lot of local events and charities will mention their sponsors on their websites with a backlink. And oftentimes this is a do follow. So you do want those. And that's a great way to contribute, but you might have to spend a couple of grand to like sponsor them or whatever. I don't know how that would work. Maybe a couple $100. See how you go. Focus on local relevance. So a few links from local authoritative websites like a local chamber of commerce or a popular local blog will get you way further than hundreds or thousands of links from random websites around the web. And I've seen this time and time again. So don't try to like prove me wrong on this one. It will never happen. Go to Fiverr, buy like a $10. If you go ahead and buy a $10 link exchange thing and they're going to give you 100 links, it's going to tank your website. Or it's not going to tank your website. They're just going to give you those citation links that are like local based directories, which will do nothing for you. They absolutely do nothing. Hundreds of citations. They give you logins and passwords, and it does fuck all for your website. So don't buy those, please. Like there's no point. I've done it as well. I went through the exact same thing early days. So try to learn from me. Don't go through the same mistakes I did, and you'll save yourself a ton of money. Okay, to recap on the 5 things to rank #1 for the local based search results is #1, optimize your Google business profile. So we went through keywords, photos, updating your services, touching up on those Q&As, which is super important. #2 is creating local based landing pages. So making sure you're personalizing the local based suburb page and adding the schema markup, adding those local based signals to make sure that you're ranking for local based services or products if you sell products. #3 is getting more reviews and responding to them, using keywords in your responses, making sure that you're doing that for both positive and negative reviews. #4 is using video SEO, which is super powerful for YouTube SEO, TikTok SEO, by creating local focused videos and embedding them on your website, but also adding keywords to the titles and descriptions. So #5 is building really high quality backlinks. So the idea is that you want quality over quantity. Do not buy hundreds of links for cheap. Buy less links for really expensive. That's really the metric here. So usually I buy around 12 links per month at $2,000 US per month, right? From an external link building agency. And it's worth every penny. I've been doing it for years, and I've been ranking local based business pages for a very long time. You can actually fact check me on that. Go to my website on Hrefs, have a look at the local based landing pages that we're ranking for. I walk the talk. So please do check that out. So these 5 steps will help you dramatically rank your local based pages and help you stand out from the competition in a way you've never thought possible. So if you found this valuable, please hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Cheers.